Real quick before we get this video started, a few weeks ago we announced our Millers in Motion membership. If you want to learn more about it, there's a link right down below. But our Inspire level, which is the top tier, get in-video acknowledgement, and we had one of you guys. So big thank you to everybody that's joined, but a huge thanks to the Miller family, Wes Miller. Thank you so much for joining the Inspire level. If you do decide to join and you pick the Inspire level, you get some in-video acknowledgement. Every video going forward, it's kind of like a producer type of a thing. So Wes, thank you so much. And yeah, let's get to the video. It's more fun than me sitting here talking in the Texas heat. Good early morning from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We're still here.
If you didn't catch last week, make sure to go back and see all the adventures we've already been up to.
So this is really the halfway point of our trip, and we're picking it back up. So this morning, it's a little chilly.
A little early.
But we have realized that you should get up early if you're going to go into the national park to get anything done with less crowds. Not no crowds, just less crowds.
Maybe easier parking for the dually.
Yes, so this morning we are heading back into the national park. We have about an hour drive in front of us. That part kind of sucks. And we're going to go do the Clingmans Dome hike.
That's right. And so it's not a very long hike, a very steep hike though. And spectacular views, I hear.
So we're going to hit it.
Let's go. All right, but really, I know it's paved, I know it's only half a mile, but there really is no way to convey how steep this is. Even if you're in shape, it'll test you.
Now imagine being out of shape. I'm going to die up here.
While we're on this adventure, did you know we have merch? Taking our own advice, going for a hike. Kind of.
So a couple of quick things to note if you are going to do the Clingmans Dome hike. Hike is a stretch. It is very vertical, very quickly. Lauren kind of mentioned that before. It's colder up here. Also, it's windier, so be prepared for that. And if you're not necessarily as used to hiking, it's easy, but I'm winded and had to stop a few times.
This morning we were walking the dogs and I reminded him, I said, okay, we're at the lower elevations and it's supposed to be like 20 degrees colder. And he goes, okay, I'm prepared. He was not prepared. On that note, come more prepared than that. Scarves, long pants, etc.
The wind makes it even worse, just so you know. All right, it's a little windy at the trailhead.
A little bit.
If you haven't gotten our tip on there's wind,
There's some wind.
there's some wind. Okay, so final thoughts on Clingmans Dome. Fun little hike.
Yeah,
Be prepared to go straight up in the air.
that's right. It's only half a mile, but there are benches for a reason. I think it took longer than we thought. It was over an hour drive to get here. It takes longer to get up than you think, and so allow more time. You think it's only a half mile, no big deal. It takes longer.
Yeah, and I will say that is very dependent on your drive time in, on where you're coming from.
Yes.
We're up just north of Pigeon Forge, so it took us a little longer.
Sure.
Beautiful drive, though.
Absolutely, it's gorgeous.
Now that we've done that, I have to replenish the calories I just burned, because heaven forbid. So it's breakfast time.
Coffee time.
All right, well, we've wrapped up breakfast, lunch, not really brunch, but kind of brunch.
It was breakfast food at a brunch time.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
It was good. All right, so for some reason, pancake houses
They're a
are
thing.
a big thing here. So yes, we went and had pancakes.
Something else, too, that I will say as far as restaurants so far. We found one very good restaurant,
Super good.
one good restaurant, and the rest are just kind of, they're not bad, but they're not really great or good either.
Yeah.
They're just kind of stock and standard. I think some of that has to do with when you're on the strip in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, you have to produce so much food.
Yes, and you have to cater to such an audience too.
Right. And so it was a solid breakfast. I would go
Yeah.
get that if I was back home,
Yeah.
whatever, but I wouldn't like make a special trip for it by any means. So
Exactly.
And it is corny. Everything up and down is corny. And so if you're not into that, it's probably not the area for you. Find somewhere to camp that's by the national park. But what's next?
Anyways, over the top entertainment value, I guess you could say. But if that's what you're after, man, you're in the right place. Next is something that has been on my hit list for a while. I want to do an Alpine coaster.
I hope I fit.
I know it's not quite the roller coasters of Dollywood, but that's okay. I don't mind. I still want to do it.
She just wants to ram me with a cart on an Alpine coaster.
No brakes. Oops.
Yeah, exactly. So we're choosing to do Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster of Pigeon Forge. It was one of the higher rated ones. Apparently it's the longest one here, U.S., world, something like that.
Not world, but yes. Highly recommended.
We are going to do our best to film what we can, but I'm not taking my big fancy camera on this. And I only have a GoPro clip, so we'll see what I can do. So if there's no footage and we're magically back telling you about our experience, you know something went awry and maybe my GoPro's gone forever. Hopefully the footage turned out.
All right, that was a lot of fun. It was kind of, I don't want to say short-lived because that's what you expect out of a coaster, but
It is.
7 or 8 minutes. I think it was $18 for adults. I thought it was well worth it. That was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's quick. I mean,
Yeah.
they include in that 7 or 8 minutes the up,
Yeah, they
which
did.
was probably 85% of it.
It was. And you can also re-ride for, I think, $10 a pop. And so
Yeah.
it's cheaper if you want to go a couple more times.
But it was definitely worth it, definitely fun. This one was really cool. We talked about doing it more at dusk/night, so because there's a lot of lights and stuff. I would recommend doing it then. I'm imagining they're much, much busier.
Right.
So if you want less crowds, maybe not quite as much fun with the lights, come during the day.
Sure, but either way, it was still fun. I'm glad we did it.
Next, we're actually going to head back to the RV because unfortunately it can't be 100% fun and games.
That's right. We have to work a little bit in between and clean up our house a little bit.
Yep, this is kind of a vacation. I call it YouTube vacation. And what that means is that we're still filming and we still have to get some editing and some things done, but we've kind of ditched the rest of work, if that makes sense.
Right. So we got to go tend to some of that, and then who knows?
Well, who knows? And plus, we've been gone a lot the last about 2.5 days, so
Yeah.
the pups need some attention. We want to take them on some walks. And
do.
like Lauren said, clean up a little bit. I'll be honest, I'm tired.
That's right. We've been playing very hard.
So we're just going to rest a little bit and reset.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, now that we're all done walking the dogs to get some work done, all that, we're actually going to go get some dinner at a local diner, and then we just have a few things we're going to run and go do. A couple things we would definitely want to see, and then a couple things we kind of have to do. It's almost Christmas time.
By almost. It's not even Halloween. Yes, he's one of those people.
Christmas started in September.
He skips Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Yeah, they don't count.
straight to Christmas.
But here, where we are, it's Christmas 365.
I wore my festive red shoes so we could go look at Christmas stuff.
figured it out yet. This whole store is Christmas.
That was fun and festive. We actually didn't buy anything. Can you believe that? I'm glad we went in. It was an easy kind of relaxing into the night. So if you're here, go in there, wander around, maybe buy something. They have customized ornaments. Those are pretty cool.
So by go in there, she means go into the Christmas place. So there's actually the Inn at Christmas Place, which is the hotel next door. So if you want to stay full Christmas style, you can do it. If not, you can do just stores and all that. And typically they also have Santa that meets. He's not meeting today, so if you check their website, that'll say when he's there. Otherwise, we would have gotten to meet Santa.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Well, good morning from our last full day here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
I know, it makes me sad.
I know. I wish we had another about, I don't know, month.
Yeah, no joke.
Starters, there's a lot to do here. There's no way you're going to cram it all in about a week. So
No.
if you have that intentions, reality check time. Pick a handful of things, roll with them, and be happy.
That's right. Well, and don't cram too much in. Make time for rest, too.
I don't know anybody that does that. So a couple things we're doing today, but today is turning into a kind of prep / a little bit of a work day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but we're heading out tomorrow morning, so we have one place we really wanted to visit this morning first thing.
And we missed it yesterday.
Oops, that's okay. So after breakfast, we're going to have to head back here, and we need to get a little bit of work done around the rig, get ready for travel day tomorrow, because we've kind of just let things go.
We have not let things go, but they're not ready for travel.
They're not ready for travel.
It's not like it's a hot mess in here.
Well, and we're still learning, I think is the important part. Because this is still a new rig, we're still learning what we like, what we don't like as far as travel days, how we want stuff set down. So let's go get some food.
Always.
And coffee.
Coffee. You're so cool. He just said he has like breakfast casserole coming out of his nose, and there's nothing more true than that right now. I'm afraid to rock in the chair that I'm just gonna like tump backwards and land and stay there. That was fantastic. A little unexpectedly so. We heard it was good, but it was really good. We had chicken and biscuits, as you saw, gooey cake batter pancakes, and a side of diabetes. The pepper bacon was phenomenal. It really was. So very happy with that. It was the one place we've been so far that didn't have a wait, really. So it's kind of surprising, too. Anyways, so that was great. Highly recommend it. Of note, you do have to share, like family style. So you better make sure you go with people you get along with. Otherwise, that could turn in a heartbeat. No, it was really good. And we are here at the island in Pigeon Forge. I didn't really know what to expect out of this. We saw some things online, but then when you look at the map, it looks a little differently. But there are shops and restaurants and a fountain and pretty flowers. This is a nice place to just like sit. This is really nice. So we're gonna go explore around here and maybe ride a Ferris wheel and get some views of everything else.
So what we're about to get on is the Great Smoky Mountain Wheel, which is kind of like the icon of the island of Pigeon Forge. You can see this thing from miles away, so figured it'd be a good vantage point for everything in Pigeon Forge. And just pretty nice, relaxing ride. Try to let our food settle from Paula Deen. So if you're gonna come to the island of Pigeon Forge, I actually highly recommend the wheel. This thing is fun. I mean, it's fun. It's not like exhilarating by any means, but it's nice and relaxing. The air conditioning works great in this thing. Like I said, the land's actually an RVAC, but you get amazing views of the Smoky Mountains, and just kind of you get to see the whole drag of Pigeon Forge, and it's just relaxing. And you do get pretty high, so you can see quite a bit. So if you are coming to the area, I would say swing by here, have a meal, do the wheel. If you don't do anything else amusement park wise, they do have some other stuff, but definitely try the wheel out. Look around.
And the cost, I think, was like $16.99 per adult, but there's a coupon on the website, so make sure to go to the island website and grab that. I think it's $2 off.
Coupons! If you do have small kids, there's a bunch of other stuff to do in addition to this. So you can do different packages with all of them.
And you can pay per ride on the kiddos, or you can buy like an endless pass for them. And from what I heard, that seems to be a lot more cost effective.
So while we're riding the Ferris wheel, we got reflecting on our time just a little bit here at Pigeon Forge. We wanted to share some of our thoughts with you.
All right, first off, I know this is kind of repetitive, but it totally is what you make it. If you want it to be cost effective, it can be. If you want to spend lots of money, it can be.
Easy to do that second part, just so you know.
If you want to spend your time relaxing away from the crowds, you can totally do that. If you want to spend it on the strip with all the neon lights and all of the kids and families and things,
And attractions.
yes, having a wonderful time, you can do that. That being said, make sure to be intentional about which experience you're going for.
Definitely, because we realized that we probably should have spent more time in the national park. We regret
Right.
not spending more there.
Yeah,
That's the beautiful thing about full-time RV life is we'll just come back.
come back.
So as a whole, I really, really like the Smoky Mountains.
Yes.
Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg.
Pigeon Forge, I liked. I thought the food was better,
Yes.
the attractions were better. Gatlinburg, I could kind of take or leave. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings.
All right, well, they kicked us off the Ferris wheel.
That's what happens after you're paid 4 rounds.
I
Anyways,
counted 3, but whatever.
whatever.
Still a blast. Definitely do it.
Absolutely. Recommended that. That was a last minute decision on our part. We didn't plan to do that. I'm really glad we did.
Yeah. So as far as our kind of wrapping up our final thoughts about the area,
Uh-huh.
National Park, amazing.
Yes.
Pigeon Forge, good.
I liked Pigeon Forge.
Great.
Yeah. But we didn't do like the heart of Pigeon Forge for the most of our
Yeah.
vacation.
I will say that if you're in between, it's good is the term when you don't know.
Yes.
Gatlinburg, we had a less than desirable experience.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's going to be yours.
Yeah.
So it is a tighter, smaller. So if you're not in congestion, it's tighter. Pigeon Forge is a little more spread out, so it's doesn't feel quite as claustrophobic.
That's what I was going to say.
Is
Is I think that Gatlinburg just wasn't quite our speed and our vibe to begin with.
right. I will say if you're selecting a campground, be very aware because like Camp Margaritaville here in Pigeon Forge is actually off the main drag. Now our campground's off the main drag too, but it's a little further north, so there's not as much traffic trying to get into it.
Right.
Weekends, there's going to be traffic everywhere. Just accept it and move on.
So you bigger rigs with your tail swing, that's, you're going to have to watch those things.
If you had to give one tip or trick, what would it be?
I'd say actually what I went back to earlier. Be intentional with what kind of vacation you're looking for. Are you coming to look to stay amid the chaos and eat it up? Do it. If you're looking for a little bit of isolation and quiet, don't stay here on the main drag. But if we didn't have an RV, I would stay at that Margaritaville here at the island. That looked like a lot of fun.
I agree. A lot of the rooms, balconies overlooked the island, and there was a bunch of other stuff going on.
What about you?
So mine would actually be don't underestimate getting up slightly earlier.
Yeah.
We beat a lot of crowds and not even getting up super early. So typically, we're in Texas quite a bit, so we live on Central Time. We're in Eastern Time here.
Right. So our getting up at 6 was really 7.
Right. And so, but we still got up right around 7 most mornings. We have to go back to Central Time Zone here tomorrow. And so we didn't really make the time switch.
Yeah.
We just kind of kept operating on Central Time. But that, I think, saved our butts in some scenarios because we seemed to just barely beat the crowds most places we went for the morning rush. So like Paula Dean's this morning, half the restaurant was still kind of empty when we got there. And then within sitting there, it filled up and they had a wait list.
All right. So speaking of food, What's your top and your bottom of the food? What do you recommend?
Top and the bottom of the food.
Or at least the top.
Okay, so I was going to say bottom I'll get out of the way because we didn't eat it. All the fairish food up and down, skip that.
Skip the chains, skip the,
Yeah.
if you know what it is.
Don't go to Cheddar's, don't go to Chili's. There's so much good food. Stop it.
Support the local community a little bit better. I know you're doing like the waitresses and stuff like that, but still, go somewhere local.
There's waiters and waitresses at the local places.
That's right.
And you're putting money back directly into the
Agreed.
into the actual community versus a chain. So,
Okay.
so I'd say top food. That breakfast was really good.
You like Paula Dean's
Paula Dean's breakfast, but that cinnamon bread at Dollywood was that was a good one.
All right, so mine, I still stick to the Iron Forge. If you didn't go off the path to find the Iron Forge, I think you're missing out. Granted, it's more of a brewery, but it's still family style because there's like games and fire pits and stuff outside.
Yeah, I'd actually say best overall, like restaurant, that's what I would pick.
And second was the diner. I really like the diner.
The diner was fun.
Yeah.
It's very nostalgic. If you're going to go, get a patty melt, get a burger, get a milk, get a malt, get a sundae, get the cheese fries. They were amazing.
There's a reason that milkshake was $10. It's because it came with all the waffle and everything on top.
Yeah. No, the diner was really solid. Wish we had found it earlier.
Yeah.
If you're going to come with the intentions of eating, prepare your belly.
That is correct. And bring bigger pants.
We've lived full for this week or whatever it's been now.
We sat down to breakfast this morning from dinner last night. We were like, still not hungry.
Yeah.
Nope.
The joke this morning was, well, this is going to be a good dinner. Just because we're that full. So.
And just a little side note, whether it's here, anywhere else, if you see us out and about and you want to come say hi, please do. Don't feel like you can't or like we're busy or anything. We want to talk to you. We told you this is all about building community, and we would love to sit down and chat with you.
I will say, I will even stop eating for you. That means a lot.
Yes, absolutely. So if you see us out and about, please come say hi.
And to the person that I don't remember your name that said hi in Paula Dean's, you don't know how much we appreciated that.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I don't remember your name, or maybe you didn't say it. I don't know which of the two it was.
That's a big part of the fun for us. So just on that note.
Like I said, surprise, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know why we didn't film this. We weren't sure where the video was going to end, so I guess we just didn't do it. And we got a little busy there that last day trying to get ready to head out. So, thank you so much for sticking around. Again, make sure and check out the family. But until next week, bye, Mom and fam. Bye, rest of the fam.